In today's video, we take a look back at the amazing career of my personal favorite fighter, Riddick Bowe.
Stat numbers say that Riddick Bowe landed 2/3 of his blows in round one. And this is going to go pretty quickly now.
Bowe had a tough upbringing on the streets of Brooklyn.
Well, you know, Mike Tyson had his pigeons, and up here, I had my peace and quiet. This spot here is where I always came to get away from it all.
Bowe's professional debut served as a stern warning to the heavyweight division. A new lion was in town.
Cutler doesn't fight unless he gets knocked down. And there he goes, and that is it.
Hall of Fame trainer Eddie Futch was happy with the performance.
Eddie, how about a report card on Riddick Bowe, his first pro fight?
Well, his first pro fight, he did the things that I expected him to do, and they worked out well for him, and I think that if he continues to follow instructions as well, that he's got a great career ahead of him.
Bowe's lack of discipline would eventually lead to Futch having a heart attack. More on that later. One of my favorite things about Bowe was that his inside skills were awesome. The heavyweight division had never seen a guy this big with these kinds of inside fighting skills.
Kennedy trying to get close enough to grab on. Bowe firing away under 10 seconds left in round two. Kennedy decided he needed no more punishment from Riddick Bowe. He put on the stool here at the end of two. Perhaps a future contender for the crown of Mike Tyson.
Rock Newman, Bowe's manager, was making a big effort to get Bowe to stay in shape. Respected boxing trainer and pundit Gil Clancy was highly impressed with Bowe's newfound dedication.
Well, you know, again, thanks to Rock Newman, he's with me every morning. He wakes me up to run and what have you, and we was in great shape for this fight.
Well, I'd like to talk to Rock because I'd like to get some of those secrets. Get this big lazy guy up every morning. Sorry about that lazy, but you won.
All right, Riddick. Good luck to you the rest of the way. Good start in your pro career.
One of the best things about Bowe was his ability to finish guys when they were hurt. He throws such a variety of punches that it is virtually impossible to survive against him if you're hurt.
And down goes Earl Lewis on his feet, but who knows for how long. Goodbye.
Earl was gone after the left hook.
Here's Riddick Bowe.
The final right hand was brutal.
And the right hand finished the job.
Bowe's next performance showed how much chemistry he had with Eddie Futch. When Bowe was really listening to Eddie, he was at his best.
Error by Bowe, but he took a left hand from Card, comes back with a left hand of his own, and now Card backs up and is in trouble. The bell there.
Bowe, you got to punch up. This guy's down underneath you. You got to get down low and punch up with both hands. Up to the body, straighten him up, and then go to the head. Understand that? Okay.
Notice how Bowe does exactly what Eddie told him.
What he wanted him to do is raise Card up by going to the body more and using the uppercuts so that Card becomes a bigger target. Card is consciously crouching, and there he goes.
Every fighter has that one performance where they just look sensational. For me, Bowe's fight with Contreras is that fight.
If Tucker wins tonight, but I hope his concentration is on Manny Contreras tonight. We saw what can happen. I guess it is. That answers my question.
Bowe shows a slick counter right hand to get the first knockdown.
Compassion from Ted Pick and some coaching. Trying to keep his hands up, and Riddick Bowe looking to step in and end it very quickly. Now Eddie Futch has been working on many things with Riddick Bowe.
And then shows his incredible inside fighting game to get the finish.
And down he goes. Futch to the midsection. Down for the second time. And he may not survive this knockdown. It is waved off by Teddy Pick.
After punching each other during the stare down,
Shake hands and good luck. Wait a minute.
So we get set, 10 rounds of the heavyweight division.
Bowe walked Cooper onto a slick right counter.
Oh, good right hand by Bowe. And Cooper is down.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And then showed his killer instinct once again. Notice the unbelievable repertoire Bowe has at his disposal.
Cooper make it to the end of round two.
Yeah, he's going to beat them.
Cannot be saved by the bell. And that is it.
Steele stops, and he is definitely out. He just came within 1 second of beating them. You see how well he positions himself to throw the right hand? The classical fight. He knew he had his guy in trouble. That little uppercut in there was devastating. Right hand followed by the left. It's just a rain of punches that are landing on poor Cooper, and he is out on his feet.
Bowe usually fought in a technical way, but occasionally he would swing lead overhand rights without jabbing or setting them up. He caught out Tyrell Biggs.
To get Tyrell Biggs out of there.
Oh, a big right hand, and down goes Tyrell Biggs. An overhead chopping right hand.
I'm not sure how cleanly it landed. Tyrell Biggs.
And as we know, when Bowe hurts you, the fight is usually over. The only thing you can really do is either hold him really tightly or take a knee before you get bludgeoned to the canvas.
You see the official for the commission up in the ring post, up in the air.
It's over. Frank Cappuccino stops the fight here in the 8th round.
Oh, pushing out the jab, backing Tyrell onto the rope. Cappuccino saw him or hurt him, but he looked at Tyrell Biggs and he jumps in.
Of all of the controversies in Bowe's career, this fight against Tillery is probably the funniest.
Wins 23 knockouts, 9 of those in the first round. Going for double figures tonight. Was that a knockdown? That was a left hook.
Bowe walked Tillery down throwing combinations, and Tillery just about made it out of the round.
God, incredible conclusion to round number 1. Carl Milliken, the referee, they go at it again. There were still several seconds to go. It seemed like a long round.
Then mayhem broke loose.
And now some extra rush. Oh, a little kickboxing by Elijah Tillery. Bowe won't stand for that. Rock Newman, the manager of Riddick Bowe, and a tag team comes in. And Elijah Tillery does a 360, a spill out of the ring. Pandemonium in the ring at the end of round number 1. Elijah Tillery dumped off the apron, taken down.
At this point, a fight with Mike Tyson seemed inevitable, but Tyson was jailed shortly after this fight.
You two are talking about a possible matchup with Mike Tyson.
If Tyson would try to kick Riddick, I'd probably do the same thing.
There simply had to be a rematch, and in the rematch, we once again saw the expertise of Eddie Futch taking effect.
Use the jab more. Use that jab more. You're not using it enough.
How we doing, Bo? Oh, pretty good.
All right. Use that jab more and right behind the jab.
You're waiting too long when you get him on the ropes.
Fourth round.
Well, Tillery was really laboring with his breathing after that third, Joe.
Yeah, he looks winded. You know, sometimes it takes a few rounds for it to get.
After being told to use feints, double jabs, jab more, and not to wait when he got Tillery on the ropes, Bowe came out and brutally destroyed his opponent.
A good account of himself right here in this fight. You know, even though he's not being real busy, he's really shown me a lot more than I expected to see from him.
Well, one statistic jumps out at you. He's never been knocked out. Never. Bowe with the right hand. And then Bowe goes after him.
One major weapon Bowe has is his uppercut. He can throw short uppercuts in close with both hands, and with great leverage, he can also set up an uppercut from the outside.
Oh, what an uppercut. That's it. He turned his back. He's hurt. That's it. 1, 2. Blood, absolutely, the blood streaming from his nose. That all started with a powerful right hand from undefeated Riddick Bowe.
And today, earlier, you told me in the room that you'd fight Lennox Lewis for free. Is that deal still on?
Yeah, that deal is still on. I owe Lennox one.
I think Bowe really uses his jab and double jab very well in this fight.
Try a little bit more of the lateral movement, but he is standing right in front of Riddick Bowe to start this fight. Bowe generally likes to pressure, and there is Nelson down very early in the fight.
And that was the right hand high on the head from Riddick Bowe.
And Nelson is robbed.
And the reason you can't cover up without holding or moving your head is that Bowe has such variety to his game that he will find a way through. Pierre Coetzer was known as a durable slugger. He was the kind of guy who had no problem banging with you. He came out fast, but look at how comfortable Bowe is while he is under attack.
Left hook just missed for Bowe. Now the right hand lands. And again, 2 right hands by Bowe. Coetzer with another left hand, and Bowe lands the right twice more. We've got a first round brawl, and Pierre Coetzer is getting hit too much. Not boxing match.
The major difference between these two fighters is that Bowe has much better head movement.
Not much we have to tell you about this. I mean, it's fairly obvious what's happening here. 2 guys trading shots at close range.
The fight mainly consisted of Coetzer taking bombs and giving his own back.
So no matter who wins tonight, you've got to look ahead to November 13 with some excitement.
Bowe's excellent jab started working like magic. And he landed a brutal combination that really hurt Coetzer.
Oh, uppercut again. Kutzer in serious trouble. Mills Lane one punch away from stopping it, and there it is.
The stage was now set for Bowe to challenge the undisputed heavyweight champion, Evander Holyfield. This would be a fight for all the titles at heavyweight.
This fight is that Holyfield will try to fight the big Bowe as he fought George and Buster Douglas, staying outside, jumping in with quick combinations. But sooner or later, a fight is going to break out here. It might be sooner.
It was sooner.
Holyfield, and already Bowe begins to hold and hit.
It soon became clear that Bowe was the superior fighter on the outside, but also on the inside.
Holyfield showing his warrior's heart, believes he has Bowe hurt. Bowe throwing the right hand on the break. Joe Cortez says keep him up, the both fighters.
Bowe is taking no hostages.
The 10th round was one of the best rounds of all time.
3 good combinations now. Evander Holyfield can have his first visit to the canvas. He's been a gentleman.
Bowe hurt Holyfield by surprising him with his patented uppercut on the inside. Notice how short the punch is. It's incredible that a man of Bowe's size is able to pull that off.
Struggles to stay on his feet. What a heart by Holyfield.
He's going to stay on his feet.
He's hanging in there. Gets away from a right hand, blocks another one.
Holyfield showed all his warrior heart to survive, but ultimately lost a clear decision, and Bowe was the undisputed heavyweight champion, the #1 fighter in the sport.
Riddick Bowe!
When he left the ring, Bowe had a confrontation with his arch nemesis, Lennox Lewis.
You're not the man I thought you were. You lied on me. I thought we was cool.
Yo, bring it on, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring you. You ain't say nothing but the words.
I'm gonna knock you out.
You was a chump. You gonna knock nothing out, Bob.
I'm gonna knock you out.
You gonna knock nothing out.
You know I'm gonna knock you out.
You gonna knock nothing out. Why like you know it? Do it then. Do it then. You ain't do shit. I ain't never come off my feet.
You're the champion.
You had help from the rest.
You're the champion. He's in the
Well, knock me out. Knock me out there, Bob.
You ain't nothing to me, nigga.
Oh, watch your mouth, fucker.
Hey, look, man, touch your mouth. You ain't nothing to me.
Bowe's first defense was a fight against fast-handed Michael Dokes. Bowe showed a terrific inside game in this fight.
Major mind tricks that may be effective to get him past the second round.
Notice the swift jabs by Bowe, thrown with great technique and accuracy. Once again, his jab is on point.
And many people regard that as most effective weapon.
Just over a minute into the fight, Bowe throws an unbelievable double left hook, which really stuns Dokes.
Tries to land the right hand and lands a short right inside. Dokes is stunned. And Bowe takes the left hook.
Look at the way Bowe maintains his accuracy and lands cleanly both times.
Riddick missing with the big right hand, and down goes Dokes into the ropes. Well, I don't think Dokes went all the way down, but the referee wants to give him what will amount to the first standing 8 count.
That was a very, very fast call.
We also see Bowe determined to get the knockout and willing to take punches to give his own back. Dokes lands some left hooks, but I think it's virtually impossible for anyone to beat Bowe on this night.
Takes a right in return. Dokes virtually out on his feet. He got a good chance for a first-round knockout.
Has allowed it to go that far.
Next up was Jesse Ferguson. Ferguson had said before the fight that he didn't want to be paid if he didn't get through the first round. It took everything he had to get through the round.
And he got hurt by that left hook, Jesse Ferguson did.
Now Ferguson backs up against the ropes. Probably not a good place to be.
Bowe once again showcased his incredible ability to shorten his punches up inside with a beautiful short hook which destroyed Ferguson.
Michael Dokes didn't. Hazard counting. 8 count. Ferguson struggling to get up, and he makes it.
How you feel, Jesse?
Okay, he earned his money. He can keep his money.
The bell saved him.
Bowe savages his opponent with a fearsome 8-punch combination.
In round 1. And this is going to go pretty quickly now. And
And that's it.
At this point, most people consider Bowe to be the best heavyweight in the world and probably the best heavyweight of all time.
But Riddick Bowe raised himself another level, in my opinion. He really looks spectacular.
Bowe would now have a rematch with Holyfield. Coming in at his heaviest weight of 246 pounds, it was an open secret that Bowe was lazy in training, and Eddie Futch was very critical of Bowe's training habits. Holyfield enlisted the services of Hall of Fame trainer Manny Stewart, and they devised a great game plan. In and out, everything off your bounce.
Good fight. We haven't even opened up yet. Keep your balance. You're in perfect position tonight. Everything you're doing.
You're never losing your balance. Bowe was visibly not in good shape for the fight, and Holyfield was able to match him on the inside.
Both of them, the kind of people who treat reporters like us with...
At the end of several rounds, they continued to fight after the bell.
After the bell. And look at this.
Hey, these guys want to fight. I've never seen anything like that.
In the 5th round, we saw Bowe hurt for the first time. Bowe's reflexes are not sharp enough to avoid the right hand.
Bowe may be hurt. He is hurt.
Holyfield gunning for a stoppage here. It would shock the world. Stuns Bowe again. And the round comes to a close. The bell saving Riddick Bowe from further punishment. Bowe taking command right now with the jab.
In the 7th round, the fight was interrupted by the fan man in one of the most bizarre moments in boxing history.
Someone is telling...
And somebody in a parachute has just landed on the edge of the ring.
The fan man was knocked out by punches from people in the crowd. To this day, this is one of the strangest things that has ever happened in boxing. After a 21-minute delay, the fight continued. Holyfield just had a slight speed advantage in the exchanges, and that's what made the difference.
Power of Riddick Bowe, that uppercut, and knocking Bowe's mouthpiece out with a left hook. Another tremendous rally by former champion Evander Holyfield.
And gentlemen, that was a 10th round.
At the end of the fight, when they continued to fight after the bell, Manny Stewart put himself in harm's way to protect his fighter. And that kind of thing is why he was the best trainer of all time, in my opinion. Although ringside scorer Harold Lederman had it a draw, and one judge agreed with him, the other two had it narrowly for Holyfield, and he was champ again.
And once again, heavyweight champion of the world from Atlanta, Georgia, Evander Holyfield.
Bowe's lack of discipline almost gave Eddie Futch a heart attack. Bowe would never have the heavyweight title again. He tried to work his way back up. First up on the comeback trail was Buster Mathis. Bowe came into the fight even heavier than his last fight. After blasting Mathis with a sledgehammer's right hand and putting him down, Bowe threw an illegal punch while Mathis was on the floor.
Shots. And then he knocked him down while he was down, and he could get penalized for that if the referee won.
The fight was declared a no contest. Bowe was lucky not to get disqualified.
Stop a no contest. A no contest.
I think Bowe was extremely frustrated during this period. We got to see more of that frustration in his next fight.
You wait till after I put my foot in your ass.
Bowe took exception to Larry Donald's comment at a press conference and launched into a brutal combination with his bare fist to the chin of Donald. Donald showed an amazing chin in taking the punch. The actual fight between them was a drab affair, where Donald was constantly moving. Bowe won most of the rounds off his jab and took a decision. Bowe hurt Donald near the end of the fight, but wasn't in good enough shape to finish him.
Almost a minute to go. Let's see if Bowe knows how to finish it.
Decision, former heavyweight world champion Riddick Big Daddy.
After traveling to the UK to scout Herbie Hyde, Bowe and Hyde had a confrontation after Hyde's fight.
How long do you think the fight would last?
I would have to say I would knock Herbie out in the first round.
Who's gonna knock me at him?
Yeah, if you were listening, he was saying he was going to knock you out in one round.
What you can't hit what you can say.
Well, Herbie, I had to tell you, if you gave a performance like you did tonight, it would be easy for me to hit you.
Yeah. I'll be hitting you there.
Well, that's easier said than done. If Evander Holyfield thought he would hit me there.
Evander Holyfield, it's not as quick as me. Gary, I'll be on my feet, I'll be dancing and destroying. That's why they call me the dancing destroyer. Gary, you can't hit what you can say.
Harry asked him what will happen once I hit him. He won't be dancing. He will be destroyed.
No. You got to hit me first.
The fight was for the lowly ranked WBO title. Hyde was a fast twitch fighter who threw a lot of feints. He was known as a power puncher.
With a combination to Bowe's head. Hyde landing to the body, and Bowe with nothing in reply.
He threw a headbutt at Bowe early in the fight.
Well, he got in 2 body shots with the right hand, then an uppercut.
Bowe is complaining of heads, of Hyde's.
Look, man, you got headbutt one more time, it might be disqualified, okay? Okay.
One more headbutt and he'd be disqualified? Seems a little rash, doesn't it, Gil?
Seems that way to me, and especially the way Hyde.
Bowe started stalking Hyde like a big cat and put a lot of pressure on him. This is how a big heavyweight should fight a small heavyweight.
Right, Billy.
Hard left hand by Bowe. Hyde temporarily stunned by that one. Now Herbie backs up and Riddick tries to follow it in.
Staggering him with that left jab. Very seldom.
Taking this approach requires the toughness and heart of a true champion because you are always liable to walk onto punches.
Riddick Bowe coming alive, and behind the right hand, he gets hit with a Hyde right, and that turns it right around. Bowe in trouble. Hyde looking to land one more clean shot.
But my biggest issue with Hyde was his poor chin. They clashed heads here, and Hyde was out of it. The pressure had got to Hyde, and Bowe started bouncing him off the canvas. Hyde continued to get bounced off the canvas due to fatigue and the pressure Bowe was putting on.
Hyde's out on his feet, and there he goes.
Hyde.
Riddick stalking and exhausted Herbie Hyde, and Hyde goes down from punches.
But Hyde had one more rally in him. He rocked Bowe to his boots again when Bowe got too careless and left himself open on the inside.
He just hit Bowe.
He just hit Bowe with a right uppercut.
In fairness to Hyde, I think if he was a bigger guy with a better chin, he would have been a great heavyweight.
Some time by manhandling Hyde back into the ropes.
Eddie Futch wanted Bowe to stay on Hyde and keep the pressure on.
Move.
Starts to rally like that. Bob and weave and block and duck.
Eventually, the pressure from Bowe was too much.
Another slippage. Hard right hand over the top.
Nature of the opponents he's been fighting.
Hyde just couldn't get up.
And Hyde's not gonna make it up.
It was sad to see Hyde crying after the fight. Bowe moved on and had a grudge match with Jose Gonzalez.
It's gonna be a little point right here. And we've already gone through all the instructions in the dressing room. I expect a tough, clean fight.
Both guys really disliked each other.
Hey, just a minute. Put your hands down. I expect a tough, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Any questions here?
One thing is for sure, Gonzalez had the worst hairstyle in boxing.
There's enough bad blood between these fighters to start an epidemic.
Once again, we saw the frustration in Bowe as he almost got himself disqualified in the fight.
Bowe risking disqualification there, and that was a stupid move.
Exactly.
Eventually, Bowe uses the jab to get himself in position to throw the right hand, and Gonzalez was gone.
On paper, that looks like a big advantage. There it goes. That should do it. That should do it.
After losing the heavyweight titles to Michael Moorer, Holyfield was no longer the champ. In order to get themselves back in title contention, Bowe and Holyfield had a rubber match.
Holyfield with the right.
Get on, let's go.
I think the body work by Bowe in this fight is what really broke Holyfield down. Bowe was doing serious damage on the inside.
Litvomansky, the Nevada State Athletic Commission doctor, is sitting in Holyfield's corner. Holyfield taking a couple of heavy shots.
George Foreman on commentary was calling for the fight to be stopped.
If I'm his corner, I throw in the towel. If I'm the Holyfield's corner, I throw in the towel.
But everybody forgot that Holyfield had one of the biggest hearts in boxing history. Bowe was down for the first time in his career, and one of my favorite moments is when George Foreman says,
Not getting up.
the way Foreman said it was like it was a statement and a question, just disbelief. We had seen Bowe hurt, but never down like that. One thing about Bowe is that he puts himself in positions where he will trade left hooks with opponents. He got the worst of it there, but Bowe went right back to business and ripped Holyfield up on the inside.
Hard right hand inside by Holyfield, and now down goes Evander.
A right hand
by Bowe.
A right hand inside. Wonderful. Terrific.
Third knockdown of Holyfield's career. Here comes the fourth, and that's it.
Despite being knocked down, this was one of the best performances of Bowe's career. The consensus was that Bowe was the #1 heavyweight in the world.
And now I think people will assume that he is the best heavyweight out there.
After failing to make a fight against a big-name opponent, Bowe took on the undefeated Polish heavyweight Andrew Golota. Golota grew up on the streets of Warsaw and was involved in many street fights. He brought that energy into the ring with him. Bowe weighed a career-high 252 pounds. He didn't rate Golota at all. The lack of discipline in training camp was the final straw for Eddie Futch. He never trained Bowe again after this fight, calling him a lost cause. I think he was right. Bowe wasted a lot of talent and had a short prime. The first surprising thing I noticed in this fight, Golota has much faster hands and can get his punches off in combinations. Bowe believed Golota would fall apart under pressure, but Golota showed an extremely good chin in this fight.
And creating opportunities for Bowe's left, but now here comes the Polish star again.
Golota fought like an animal as he went all out after Bowe. The referee almost got knocked out at the end of round 2.
And while you say Bowe has been in wars like this, he hasn't been in a war like this against a guy as big as Golota.
In round 3, we see the first low blow from Golota. Nobody knew that this was going to be the first of many tonight.
Wayne Kelly stops and warns him, no point deducted so far.
He said the next time he would take a point.
Yeah, that was the second warning for low blows, so the next time would make sense.
Bowe's strategy is to continue putting pressure on Golota, but Golota's hand speed is what is really giving him problems. Notice that both guys are great at rolling under punches and coming back with hooks.
George, Golota just doesn't have enough confidence to know that he has the fight in control. If only he can now point his jab and be a little more accurate with his right hand, he can get himself a knockout.
The second low blow occurs,
Missed it. Another low blow. This is a bad one.
and it just seems like Golota is throwing intentional low blows for no reason.
For the timeout. There's a point deducted from each of the 3 scorecards.
After having a point taken off, they get back to action. One thing I noticed in this fight is that Bowe does not look fast, and his reflexes on the inside are not the same as the Holyfield fight. Golota continued to have success landing some big shots on Bowe. In typical Bowe fashion, he pushes Golota after the round. Bowe never stops putting pressure on Golota no matter how much success Golota has. I think this is why we see the low blows happening.
And misses. Golota goes back to the body. He's done too little of that in this round. Golota starting to fall in love with his ability to hammer Bowe on top, and now another low blow. And let's see if Wayne Kelly takes another point. And he does. That's the second point deducted from the scorecards against Golota.
After a final warning for a low blow again, Bowe keeps the pressure on and Golota just can't help himself.
He's just hammering Bowe in close. Just hammering it. That was another low blow. Down goes Bowe, and that's it.
That's it. Great.
It's a disqualification.
It's time that someone...
Due to Golota's dirty low blows, a dangerous riot breaks out in the arena.
Some of Bowe's handlers will win after Lou Duva, and somebody's going to get hurt in there. Somebody's going to get hurt. And there are more people...
Many Bowe supporters clash and all-out mayhem ensues. Golota's trainer Lou Duva collapsed to the canvas and had to be stretchered out of the arena.
So he's obviously conscious. That's a very good sign. If you follow boxing, you know that Lou
has had coronary difficulties within the past year. It's of extreme importance to his life.
Once again, there was major controversy at a Bowe fight. This time, it wasn't actually his fault.
Another riot. Guys jumping over
chairs. Riots and fights are breaking out at ringside with no police inside.
There simply had to be a rematch.
Boxers, you received your instructions in the dressing room. Anything below here is low. Anything below here is low. Okay? Let's keep your punches up. Obey my commands. Let's touch gloves.
Eddie Futch no longer had the patience to deal with Bowe, so he stopped training him.
Riddick Bowe wore into the ring a robe with the name of his mother, Dorothy Bowe, on the back. She's the one who told
Bowe took the camp seriously and dropped a lot of weight. He came into the training camp at 282 and came into the fight at 235. I think he took the weight off too quickly. He looked shot in this fight. In round 2, Golota landed a perfect combination and Bowe went down.
hard power punches from Golota. Bowe goes down.
Normally, you would see Bowe getting underneath a right hand like that, but I think this point his reflexes had diminished. Golota once again was fighting like an animal.
Bowe's not answering here.
Riddick Bowe doesn't know where he is.
And let's see if Golota can finish, George.
And he threw a deliberate headbutt after Bowe caught him with some punches.
Counter landed for Bowe. He's not really sure what he's doing in there. He's just reaching and throwing.
Go to the corner. Look here. Look here. No.
Eddie Cotton starts to talk to Golota.
Referee Eddie Cotton immediately took a point away, which I think was a good way to show Golota that he was not going to tolerate any dirty conduct.
Okay.
And there's a cut over or under Golota's eye. I'm not sure which.
Once again, we see that Bowe's strategy is to keep the pressure on Golota.
Golota is a good fighter, but Riddick Bowe is possibly the bravest fighter I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. Next to Muhammad Ali.
What makes you say that?
You knock him down, he's just seemed to forgotten all about it. Hey, I'm in control.
Riddick Bowe fighting with a nothing-to-lose attitude now. He was almost gone on this evening.
In round 4, Bowe uses his patented double jab and overhand right to get Golota hurt.
Andrew Golota's never been knocked down, but he will be in a few seconds if this keeps up.
Notice Golota actually throwing low blows as he is getting knocked down. Golota shows good survival skills, but as usual, he throws low blows when he is hurt.
If only Golota can...
Low blows by Golota, and Eddie Cotton will pull him away. Excuse me, George.
That's your first one.
You're right, it's time to warn him now. He let it all alone for a few rounds. Now the referee gives an honest to goodness.
It's really disgusting stuff to throw low blows like that in a boxing match. It's something you never see no matter how hurt a fighter is. Golota, in my view, was a very dirty fighter.
He can't stop himself.
He probably would have been knocked out in that round if not for the low blows.
Take your time. Take your time. You got up to 5 minutes. Take your time. Work it off. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
A fighter who simply cannot stop himself from throwing low blows.
In the 5th round, Golota rallied again. He seems to have figured out that Bowe is having a really hard time getting under his right hand.
Shots by Golota. Bowe is wasted again. That's enough.
Golota lands some fearsome punches. We get to see Bowe's heart in this fight, and it's huge. Bowe takes insane punishment but makes it out of the round. In round 7, Bowe once again takes extreme punishment and is badly hurt at the end after taking yet another right hand that he just can't seem to avoid. I've never seen Bowe taking so many clean right hands like he did in this fight.
Mostly he's staying upstairs because it's so easy.
In round 9, Bowe lands some decent shots, and I think the combination of Bowe still being there punching and Golota getting tired is what forced Golota to throw yet more low blows and get himself disqualified.
Low blows, and down goes Bowe again.
Yeah, that's it.
And Cotton is not thinking disqualification.
He's calling the fight over.
This was the last fight of Bowe's career at the top of the sport.
Disqualified Golota again.
That's right to do.
He will always be remembered as one of the greatest talents in heavyweight history. On his very best night, I'm not sure any heavyweight would have beaten him. Thanks for a great career, Riddick.
Heavyweight champion of the world, Riddick Big Daddy Bowe!
Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell to get more of our videos.